Good evening, everybody. I am so sorry that my living words for today is a little bit on the late side. It's more like living words for tonight. Either way, I pray that it blesses you. First and foremost, I want to thank you guys for being such a blessing to me. Last week was the first video version of Living Words for Today, and you guys liked it. You shared it. You wrote amazing comments, and so I'm ever so thankful for you taking the time out of your busy schedule to spend 2 to 3 minutes with me, and for receiving that word, moving out in a making steps of faith. And so I thank you for that. So really quick, fast, in a hurry, because I know it's late, I'm going to share this word with you, and it's been burning in my spirit for 2 years now, believe it or not. But the living word for today is focus. Simple 2-syllable word, focus. And that has been my key word for the last 2 years, focus. As we said last week, God is doing some really amazing things in this season, and He's propelling us towards great destiny, great purpose. And He wants us to let go of the past in order to get propelled into our future and not be paralyzed by the things, the problems of our past. And so with that said, He's given us a great tool that I think is probably one of the most underrated tools ever, and that's focus. The ability to intentionally, intently concentrate and put our attention and energy into something. I think that what happens is a lot of times we don't realize that we lost focus until it's too late, until we're facing the consequences of that lost focus. Well, tonight, I just want to encourage you, as I encourage myself, because I gotta hit home first before the prophet speaks, right? Not that I'm calling myself a prophet, but you know what I'm saying. But I want to encourage you tonight to not lose focus. This is a very crucial season for the people of God, and there's a lot of activity going on, and I believe that God is really launching His people into some really bright futures and to some really interesting projects and places for such a time as this. And it's very imperative that we, His people, while we take those steps of faith, that we focus and we put our energy and our attention into those things that are most valuable. For instance, myself, I have a lot going on with music. I'm trying to launch a lot of things creatively in the creative arts realm. And so for that, God has prompted me to go old school, if you will. So for a while now, I've been using my iPhone. I got an iPhone 6. It's great. No shade whatsoever. Team iPhone, by the way. But anyway, shout out to my Android users. I've used my calendar, I've used my reminders, I've used alerts, I've used clocks, I've used alarms, blase, 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 blah. Well, yesterday the Lord prompted me very suddenly to start using an old school planner. And He told me, write, highlight, star, circle, underline, bold, italicize, whatever you need to do to avoid looking at a screen of dots. I said, okay. And so I spent about 30 to 45 minutes in Staples looking for a planner. I believe that the Lord was showing me that I have to see what I'm about to do. I have to focus on what's ahead of me, even down to the next hour. What do you have to do? And what do you have to do to prepare for what you have to do? And so He's prompting me, and I believe that He's prompting a lot of us to focus. Block out the distractions, and sometimes that means people. Selah. Block out the distractions and really give our attention and our time, our organization to those things that matter in this season. And those are the things that God has placed in front of us for our benefit, but ultimately for His glory. And so I urge you tonight to let this sink in, because it's not a new concept, but it's a concept that I don't think gets a lot of attention. and allow the Lord to speak to you on strategy on how to get focus for yourself. For some of us, it may mean putting the remote control down for a week. For some of you, it may mean, like me, getting a planner or getting some Post-its. For some of you, it may be deleting some phone numbers. I had to do that myself. But ultimately in this season, God wants you to put your energy into the things that matter the most, to not waste time. There's a time and season for everything. And this is a time to really go forward and to propel into destiny, future, bright hope. But in order for you to do that effectively, you have to focus on those things that matter most. Prioritize, organize, and focus. This has been your Living Words for today. I'm Krystal Livingston, and I'll see you next Wednesday. I'm going to fill out my planner for the next week. Bye.